Hey guys, my name is Christian Batuli. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope each one of you guys is doing amazing. I hope 2025 is working out great for you guys and that all your goals and dreams and everything you set out to accomplish this year is at least manifesting in some shape or form. If it happens to be the first time you're coming across our channel, welcome to the family. Glad to have you here. If you're a return subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. Like, I literally cannot thank you guys enough. You guys inspire me to continue to make videos like this. With that being said, let's get right into it. All right, guys, in today's video, I wanted to talk about the importance of telling the truth, not only to ourselves, but to those around us. And before I go more in details about, you know, this topic, I wanted to share a story with you guys that actually happened today. It's kind of funny now that I think about it, but basically, I caught my 6-year-old son try to lie to me. Yes, it's the first time ever, at least for me. I don't know if he had lied to me before. Maybe I didn't catch it. But today, I definitely caught him red handed. And it was over something silly. He wanted his snack. And I told him, no, like he had too much sugar today and he needed to eat something healthy. But apparently, he didn't really like that answer. He went behind my back and trying to get that snack. And when I confronted him, he tried to lie about it. I was even upset, to be honest, frustrated. I was just shocked, taken back a little bit because I didn't think kids, starts lying as early as 6 years old. Literally, I thought they start lying when they turn like 9, 10. When they become a little bit more mature. But apparently I was wrong. I didn't get the memo. But I had a conversation with them. We sat down, we talked it out. I told them, hey, no matter what, even if you want the snack that bad, you still cannot go behind mommy and daddy's back, especially, if we said no. Life does not work that way. There's always another day. So I'm pretty sure and I'm hoping that he got the message that I was trying to transmit to him. But everything's okay, everything's good. But me talking to him about telling the truth had inspired me to make a video, about this topic. Now, just a little disclaimer, I want to throw it out there. Me talking about this topic does not mean that I'm encouraging you or I'm promoting or pushing you to go out there and become the truth teller of the world, to become nosy, to get on everybody's business. No, you still need to mind your own business. Because at the end of the day, if you put your nose in the wrong people's business, you might find yourself getting hurt. So please be smart. Now that I said that, there's no liability, okay? So hopefully you get that through your head. Let's get back on track. Now, there are a lot of reasons why it's important to tell the truth, and I don't need to tell you guys, every one of them, but I'm gonna give you guys a few reasons that I think it's very important to tell the truth. Reason number one is telling the truth prevents you from having a victim mindset. The reason why I say that is because I know sometimes when things don't go our way, when love don't go our way, when a potential promotion at work does not go our way, when the result that we so desperately want does not go our way, it's much easier to want to blame somebody. It's much easier to want to blame your neighbor, your boss, your coworker, the system, your dogs, instead of taking self accountability, instead of, self reflecting and self analyzing where you went wrong. What mistake did you commit? Like, what did you do wrong that ended up putting yourself in those kind of situations? Like, where did you fumble? Where did you, stumble where you perhaps lost the opportunity that you wanted? And I think that's why it's so important to always be honest with ourselves because it's going to give us the ability to self reflect and not walk around with this victim mindset. But if you are the one who is creating the chaos, the drama, the instability in your life, then you cannot use the victim card. You cannot act as a victim because you are the author of your own wrongdoings and you have to take accountability for that. You have to self reflect so you know what to do next time, so you can correct your actions, so you can correct your thinking, your behavior, so next time you can do better. So that is reason number one. Telling the truth prevents us from having that victim mindset. Reason number two, telling the truth helps you find yourself. It's kind of like playing hide and seek. In order to find yourself, you have to seek yourself. So every time you look away from your deficiencies, every time you choose to ignore your faults, every time you don't want to acknowledge your wrongdoings, every time you don't want to acknowledge that you are the author of your missteps, then that in itself is like hiding. You're avoiding confronting what you actually need to confront. That is hiding. But every time on the other side of it, when you decide to self analyze, take ownership of whatever is going to your life, especially if you're the one who created it, take accountability and owning up to everything that you are doing wrong, then that in a way is funding yourself. You always have to be a truth seeker. You always have to look yourself in the mirror. And sometimes, yes, like you have to check your ego. And sometimes it hurt, finding out that you ain't shit. But how you gonna become, the man or the woman if you're not willing to face your own demons? So, telling the truth helps you find yourself. There is a phrase in Italian. I'm not trying to use my Italian accent here, but it goes like this: "Casire la preda, mamma mia." All right, I'm just playing with you guys. So basically, what it means is, hunt the hunted. It's similar to hide and seek. Now, when you choose to ignore your wrongdoings, the deficiencies, the red flags, in a way, it's like you putting your problem for later. It's not going to fully go away. It's going to come back around later on. I see this all the time in relationships where there's clearly something that needs to be talked about, right? There's something going on within the relationship where, both partners are not happy. So instead of sitting down and talking about it and figure out a way to move forward, a lot of people choose to kind of sweep everything under the rug. And as a result, later on down the line, the problem grows and it ends up causing problems. So you have to be able to not only seek, but you also have to be able to hunt. You have to be honest with yourself because if you don't, then it's going to come back and hurt you in the future. All right, reason number three why telling the truth is important. Telling the truth builds trust. It's like mean what you say and say what you mean. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know I got some whack jokes, but who cares? So, to give you guys an example, I have a friend, I have a buddy that I've known for years. We're roommates at one point. We don't live in the same state anymore, but I admire this guy so much because he's always been authentic with me. He's always been honest with me. Like even when I didn't want to hear it, and trust me, there were plenty of times where I didn't want to hear it. Like when I was 20 or 21, I was dating this girl. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like she was fine, fine, fine. She probably was one of the very first like baddie that I've pulled. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So in my head, I'm like, man, I really want to be with this woman. Like I want to make her my girl. I, like I want to see where things go. But it was the only friend that used to tell me, hey, she's not the one because she has a turbo personality. Like she's very manipulative. She's just not a good, she's not good. Yes, she got a banging body, beautiful face, but she lacks other things that are important, in a relationship. But I didn't really want to listen to him. I thought he was a hater. So I went on, talking to this girl, decided to date her, and eventually she ended up cheating on me. Yes, she did, man. And boy, I was heartbroken. And I think that was around the time Sam Smith massive hit song came out, Stay With Me. Bro, like if you experienced a breakup during that time, that song was a great song, but man, yeah, that song did not help at all. But now that I look back at it, like I appreciate my buddy so much because he was honest with me when all my other friends, weren't. All of them were, just impressed to the fact that I was able to pull that girl, because to them all they saw was just looks. They didn't see anything else. So till this day, I appreciate my buddy. Shout out to you. I don't want to really say your name here, just to kind of you have a family and stuff like that. But I appreciate you a lot. Your friendship means a lot, and yeah. So I literally trust this guy because time after time he's always told me the truth. Another example that I'm gonna use is my dad. Now, he's not a perfect man. There's a lot of things that I can criticize him about, but the one thing that I will always give him respect for is the fact that, like he stands on what he says. Meaning, if he tells you he's going to do something, he's going to do it. If he tells you he's going to be there, he's going to be there. If he tells you he's going to come through, he's going to come through. And if it happens that he's not sure about coming through for you or doing something for you, he's going to let you know in advance. And I try to be like that as a dad, try not to break my word because it builds trust. Reason number four why telling the truth is important. Telling the truth builds character, meaning every time you lie, your character weakens. Every time you tell the truth, your character strengthens. And every time you lie, you have to tell another lie to cover up the previous lie. Like, what's the best example I can use? It's like, have you seen an onion, right? You see how many layers like an onion has? That's like telling a lie, because when you lie, you got to tell another lie to cover that lie, and then you got to tell another lie to cover that lie. So it's like it's a never ending road, so it's always important to tell the truth because it builds character. you know all small lies will eventually lead to a big lie, and all big lies started with small lies. So tell the truth, build that character, because if you don't, you continue to tell lies, then eventually you're going to become a pathological liar where you're just lying for no reason, even on the things that you don't need to lie about, because it's starting to happen subconsciously. So tell the truth as much as possible. Reason number five why it is important to tell the truth. Now, you have to know this ahead of time because telling the truth comes with conflict. When you tell the truth, there is, a potential of argument to arise. When you tell the truth, there is a potential of confrontation to arrive. When you tell the truth, you might make some people mad. Some people may not like you. Some people might become your enemies. When you tell the truth, some people may just not want to F with you for no reasons. Because a lot of people don't want to get checked. A lot of people don't want to get their ego bruised. A lot of people don't want to know that, their shit stink like everybody else. Just know that every time you tell the truth, like it does come with it, but at the end of the day, people will respect you. They may not respect you now or tomorrow, but eventually, when they surround themselves with a bunch of fakes, they will think of you. Reason number six, the truth makes you react first. Now, when you think about the people who have been played, manipulated, scammed, bullied, betrayed, lied to, looted, whether it is, physically, emotionally, or spiritually, the one thing all those people have in common is the fact that they didn't know how to say no when they needed to. They didn't know how to say stop when they had to. And they didn't know how to, stand up for themselves when they had to. And as a result, those bad behavior continue from the other party. That's why it's so important to always be able to say no, because by you being able to say no, it's a form of you putting up a fence, it's a form of you, setting boundaries, setting limitations on other people. And it's also a way of you letting them know what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not willing to tolerate. Because if we're being honest, like scammers, bullies, takers, they don't have any limitations. Like they're gonna take as much as you let them. Bullies, they're gonna continue to bully you, they're gonna take it to the extreme until you stand up to them. Takers, they're gonna continue to take and take advantage of you until you tell them no, that's enough. So at the end of the day, it is definitely important to be able to tell the truth, And the one thing I want you guys to keep in mind is the fact that when those situations happen, for example, I'm gonna use the bully example. So when the bully bullies you the first time and you don't stand up for yourself, guess what? They're more likely to do it again and again and again and again. And the more times they do it, the harder it becomes for you to tell them no. So literally, you have the first two times, to stand up for yourself. And even if you stand up for yourself for the first two times, you have to stand up for yourself every single time. So that way, they don't think that you're going to let shit slide. You know what I mean? So you have to always tell the truth because it makes you react first and it's going to prevent you from being in situations that, you can afford or in situations that you just don't have time for. Reason number seven, telling the truth makes you grow as a person. And by that I mean, when you're able to tell the truth, you are able to accept reality for what it is. Meaning, if you live old enough, you reach 50s, 60s, 70s, at some point, you're going to experience, the death of your parents. You're going to have to bury your parents. If you're in a happy marriage, if you're in a happy relationship, nothing is guaranteed and you're going to be able to accept that fact because some people they've been married for 30, 40 years and then they end up getting a divorce. I'm not saying that it won't work for you and I wish you the best, but you can't go into any relationship, like being naive. We all hope for the best, but it's always important to also prepare for the worst. That's part of the real world, and being able to tell the truth and being honest with yourself will make you grow as a person because of that. You'll be able to be a lot more compassionate for people that are struggling, whether it's with addiction, people that are homeless, people that are having hard time, dealing with hardship they're facing, because you're going to be able to understand that all of us, all of us are one bad mistake away from finding ourselves, in the bottom. It's like walking on the frozen lake. One false step, one false move, you're going to go down. So, in a way, being able to just be honest about everything and being honest with yourselves and other people around you makes you grow because you realize all of us are, our life is mercy. All of us. It doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how handsome you are, it doesn't matter, none of that. One false move, that's all it takes. You'll be able to have maturity to understand why people act the way they do, because some of us, come from a crazy background, not in a good way. So as we get older, we tend to exhibit what we've learned since we're young. But if you're mature enough and you're able to accept the truth for what it is, you're going to have compassion toward those people. You're going to understand them. You're going to understand why young people make dumb mistakes, because they still have to mature. So just telling the truth and being honest with yourself and those around you just makes you have a better life. It's not always perfect and it's not always going to be easy, but you have to be authentic and keep it 100. With that being said, that's it for me today. I hope I hear from you guys. Feel free to comment down below and let me know what you think. And if you have anything else to add, I would like to know as well. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for your time. See you next time. Ciao.